You might be committing treason and not even realize it. I think Edward VI may have had a foot fetish. I need to know what happened to cause these laws. So like the royal bloodline extends to dogs now, like the law. Like this doesn't come out of the blue. Something happened with some salmon. I don't know. Homelessness is a complicated issue and I'm not diving into it right now. Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, I'm Yvette and I moved to the UK in May this year and I am documenting my experiences living my British life. Recently I was just, wandering around on the internet, on YouTube, and one of the channels I really enjoy is Adventure and Naps, and I know a lot of you guys like her as well because she's great, but she did a video about some of the British laws that she just found out about, and that set me down like a black hole on the internet spiral, and I was like, you know what, I am going to take this as inspiration, and I want to make a video of some of the ones that I found. But definitely thanks to Alana from Adventure and Naps for causing my spiral into Wikipedia and falling into a black hole of the internet and finding all of these weird and quirky laws. So once you've done this one, make sure you go and check out her original video over on her channel. I will link it below. My first weird law that's in the UK, all whales and porpoises, is that what it is? All whales found in UK waters belong to the Crown. There's a lot of laws similar to that. This isn't on this list, but I know all the swans belong to the Crown. So if you kill anything that belongs to the Crown, it's treason. Or if you kill a swan, it's treason. I don't know. Don't kill swans. My next law is from 1839, where it states that it is illegal to knock on someone's door and leave, or ring a doorbell and then run away. So definitely no ding-dong ditches. I was on a holiday and I shared a room when I was traveling in Vietnam with a lovely, lovely American girl from the south, from Louisiana. And she said someone did ring our doorbell and run away as a joke, like someone we traveled with. And she yelled out, "Did I get ding dong ditched?" And now that's all I hear when I say that, because I love it so much. Did I get ding dong ditched? But yeah, apparently that's legal, so don't ding dong ditch in the UK. My next law, I think, is violated on the reg. Same year, 1839, the law states that it is illegal to be drunk in a bar or a public house, which I don't know where else you're gonna get drunk, but I feel like getting drunk in a bar is probably pretty common in the UK. Here we go. Now we're getting into the juicy ones. Those ones I just thought were like funny because they get broken all the time. But the weird one is it was up until 1976, the UK had a law that required every cart to be able to carry at least one bale of hay. I think that was written originally for horse-drawn carriages when that was more of an issue, but till 1976, like that's so late to be like needing to carry hay, which I'm sure we didn't need to, but thought it's one of those ones that no one does but doesn't realize there's still a law. The next law is that it is currently still illegal to carry a wood plank around London pavements. You have to get it off the cart and into the property. You can't carry it like down the street, which probably for the best, to be honest. Now we're getting down to the funny ones of my list, is that it's actually after 8 AM it is illegal to beat any carpets or mats outside. 8 AM. So they want you to do it earlier than 8 AM. Isn't that, I thought it'd be the other way around. So. 1839 again, they were passing so many laws this year. They said that if you are upsetting patrons on a beach with a kite, you can actually be fined up to £500 if they file a nuisance act against you for flying a kite. My next one I find interesting and I'd love to get your feedback because I don't quite understand it, but 1833 they took a law that said begging is illegal. So if you ask for cash on the street, like if you say, oh, do you have $1 for what, or £1 for whatever, that's considered begging and you can go to the courthouse, whatever. But there's so many homeless people, like how do they not get arrested? So is it not illegal anymore? But also, would the house be probably better conditions because at least it's a building with a roof? I don't know. Homelessness is a complicated issue and I'm not diving into it right now. 1986, the UK passed a law that said it is illegal to handle salmon in a suspicious manner. What is a suspicious manner? You have to tell me because there's no more information on the internet. What is suspicious? What? But I always like to think with these laws, right? They're funny, we can all have a laugh, blah, blah, blah. What happened to cause them to have to make the law? Like, this doesn't come out of the blue. Something happened with some salmon. 1898, it became illegal to gamble or swear in a library. I'm imagining someone tried to open a low-key speakeasy-esque gambling center, maybe, who knows, but that's illegal now, so don't try that. Don't know why you would. Once again, one of those weird ones where something's obviously gone down and no one's talking about it. This next law is probably good if you're coming to London, but also I doubt you would have done this anyway, but just in case, you never know, it's illegal to wear armour to visit the Houses of Parliament, so Big Ben. That is a very old law from 1313. I'm assuming it was because they thought you were an army. But the law still stands today that you cannot wear armour when going to visit the Houses of Parliament. This next one's probably my favourite just because I love dogs, but it is illegal for your common dog, like Bambi, she's even behind me, yeah, that little fluff butt. It is illegal for my common dog to mate with the royal family's dog or the Queen's dog, which I think is just so funny that the royal bloodline extends to dogs now. Like, it's not like the dogs were chosen by God or whatever the coronation says. It's like the dog was chosen by the Queen and therefore is royal, and you can't mix common or royal blood. I know Bambi. She's upset, she's left. She can never become a princess now. My next law is actually no longer a law, but I thought it's worth mentioning anyway, just because it made me laugh, is that once upon a time, it was once illegal for a lady to eat chocolate on public transport, which is just like, once again, what happened? I need to know what happened to cause these laws. And also what happened to repel this law. Up until 1960, every Englishman aged 17 to 60 was required to practice and own a longbow. 1960. I don't know, like, was that like the army reserves type thing? Like, you had to be practiced with a crossbow? Like, it's not a crossbow, sorry, I'm saying crossbow, I don't mean like an archery bow, you know, old Legolas style. I would love that law, and if they're gonna fund my bow and arrow, I'm more than happy to take up archery. Message me, the Queen. When you go traveling in Europe, you tend to see people with like apartment blocks, and they'll have their clotheslines strung across and hanging, that's how they dry their clothes. And it can actually cost you up to £1,000 as a fine, which I think they probably still actually enforce that one, unlike some of these ones, like not getting drunk in a bar, because I never see that around London. Like, on balconies, but never like strung between buildings. I think that's good, because not everyone wants to see your pants hanging out there, drying. It's a bit of an eyesore. Henry VI made it illegal for you to break an egg on a sharp object, which maybe we should repel that one. It's probably taking up a bit too much space in the rule book. You're only in the stocks for 24 hours, however, so. I think Edward VI may have had a foot fetish, because he actually made it illegal for you to stand sockless within 100 feet of the Queen. Do you think he had a thing for feet, and then he was worried she would be like overcome with passion if she saw someone else's feet? I just don't know the logic on that one. Or maybe he just the opposite, hates feet. But why the Queen? Maybe the Queen hates feet. Very important one for a lot of you out there, because you might be committing treason and not even realize it, is that if you get the stamp with the Queen's face and you put it on a letter upside down by accident, it's considered treason. What? There'd be so many people who just aren't paying attention and just put it on like willy-nilly. Treason. My last law, I don't fully understand, but maybe Brits could explain it to me because it seems to be fairly well known. It's illegal to die when Parliament's in session, because then you would need to have a state funeral, because it's a palace. So if you die in a palace, you need a state funeral. So you can't die so you can't like walk in, actually that suicide would be a whole different issue. You can't walk into Parliament and have a heart attack, because then you'd have to have a state funeral, and they don't want to do that, so they make it illegal. I don't know why, really weird, but also if you're gonna die, I'd have a go, see what happens. What's the worst that can happen? You're already dead. So there you have it, some of the UK's most absurd and funny laws that I bet you didn't even know you were breaking. Thanks again to Alana for inspiring me to fall down this rabbit hole. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, and remember to tell me in the comments below if you know why any of these happened, or if you have some other fun laws, because I know there are so many, like you can't keep a pig in London or something. Or you can keep a pig in London but not on the street. But yeah, I think it's great when these laws like slip through over time but are no more relevant. So remember to hit subscribe so I can see you next time. If you want to keep up with me and my adventures, my Instagram is tagged below. I'm currently traveling around Egypt, but you wouldn't know it because I am pre-filming like a responsible YouTuber I am. Share this video if you enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye.